Hello, world. It's been a while. Been a long while, too. I think it's been over like a year since I posted anything. And, well, in that year, I came this close to having a nervous breakdown. And what saved me was smoking again, unfortunately. I just needed something. I just needed more than what vaping could do for me. So I haven't been vaping as much as I've been smoking. Uh, More for stress relief than anything else. Due to that fact, I figure it's disingenuous, and I'd be a hypocrite to leave my videos up on vaping and all all the good that vaping has given me. But vaping just doesn't have enough, I guess, nicotine. I don't know what it is. Part of the problem too was the tanks that I were using. They just didn't have the strength. And when I switched back to tanks that were could handle, say, higher nicotine levels, I've gotten so used to these more flavorful tanks that were low wattage, and I just couldn't get back into the rhythm of vaping 12 milligram e-juice. And so I'm doing 6, but not as much as I should be. And every time that I try and say, okay, I'm going to start cutting back now, more shit happens and whatnot. And, the coronavirus, hey, just add another straw to the camel's back. It's kind of been kind of that year, if you know what I mean. I like being a non-smoker, and I plan to be a non-smoker one of these days. It's just not going to be today, and it's just not going to be tomorrow. It's every time I want to cut back and get back into my vaping routines. My God, just something stupid happens, and I'm left feeling absolutely stressed out. And a cigarette, it keeps me calm. It keeps me relaxed. See, about, I guess, almost a year ago, well, in August, my mom had an accident. She fell down a flight of stairs, and I was there. I was not 10 feet away when it happened, so I administered first aid as best I could, called the ambulance, and she's back at home. She's pretty much semi-recovered, but she's now a lot frailer than she used to be. But between me and my mom, we were taking care of my dad, who has dementia. And my dad is prone to wandering, and he's prone to doing some pretty crazy things from time to time. It makes sense to him, but it just doesn't make any sense to anybody else. So taking care of both of them and having to be the chaperone for my father, it's a challenge, and that's all it is. And unfortunately, I'm the one that's bearing most of the load. And I wake up every morning holding my breath, and I don't get a chance to really exhale until I go to sleep at night. I think my mom feels that she's burdening me with this responsibility, and it's a responsibility that I'm happy to be burdened with, but at the same time, it is incredibly stressful. So I'm dealing with it. I'm rolling with the punches as best I can, and I'm accepting, the challenges as they come. And unfortunately, this vaping. It's not, when you're this stressed out, it's just not enough. I need to have a smoke just to calm down, bring me back to that happy place. Anyways, I'm trying out a new recording, OBS, and it's got some filters in it, but I tell you, even with the filters, I'm looking for plugins to add to it, but my computer knowledge is not the greatest when it comes to some of this stuff, and I still sound like, whenever I listen to myself back, I still sound like a drunk Indian. My bad. The feather, not the spot. Anyways, I should also point out to any viewers that might happen to pop by and watch this, politically incorrect would be probably my middle name. So if you're a Bible or church going or what is that, SJW, this is probably not the channel for you. Anyways, I'm just winging it, shit from the hip, saying what I figure and doing my best. I'll be dumping my remaining videos that I did have up, because it was just, like I said, if I'm smoking, I can't have those videos up because I'd be such a hypocrite. So enough with that. And if you can hear in the background somewhere, there's a cricket made it into the house. It's mating season down here, and there's just cricket, chirp, 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 chirp. It's driving me bonkers. And we got smoke. We got lots of smoke. It rolled in about 3 or 4 days ago. And when it's bad, we've got about 1/8 to 1/4 mile of visibility. And when it's a little better today, it's about 1/2 mile of visibility. And it's all the smoke coming up from Oregon and the forest fires down there. And that's taken a toll on my mom and dad as well. They're, they're both fairly old, and they just can't handle the. My mom's suffering from headaches all the time, and my dad, he's really slowed down. He's sleeping a lot, so that's making my life a lot easier. Because when he's up and ready to roll, and he's a wanderer, he wants to bolt out the house, and he's Houdini. I've bought security cameras. I watch the doors. And I stare at the security cameras more than I stare at my computer monitor. Anyways, yeah, it's been a long year, and well, anyways, I'm trying to think now. I'm having like brain freeze. Yeah, I'll be dumping these videos. I only have 16 subs, anyways, so it's not a big deal to them. And like I said, it's been, God knows, must be a year. And the big exciting news is this year, you can just see the corner of it. This is my laptop I've been using originally, and I finally did my tower rebuild. Kind of happy with it. I'm still figuring out little bits and pieces of it, but it's the setup's been pretty good. I was going to put Linux Mint 20 on, but I downloaded it, tried it out for a couple weeks, and I was disappointed because it, well, techno geeks would say bugs, but I'm not a techno geek. I call them glitches. Like, I've been on Linux Mint for about 4 or 5 years now, so I'm semi-experienced at it. And I just found it a little too glitchy, so I'm using 19.3. And well, for Windows users, upgrading from 19.3 to Linux 20 is pretty easy. It's like a half-hour job. I've done that with 18 to 18.3, and on another laptop, I upgraded that to from 18.1 to 18.3, and it's about a half-hour job. But you have to go into the terminal and do it through that. I don't think you can do it via GUI, graphics user interface. You need to use the terminal to do the update, which can be a little bit intimidating, but I've done it a couple times. It's fairly easy to do. So I'll give this 19.3 a whirl until, say, Christmas next year sometime, and let the techno geeks figure out all the glitches that are in the operating system. There's a few glitches with the 19.3 as well, but because I'm so used to using Linux that I can see the glitches, and most of it's pretty good though. It's just I'm so familiar with the operating system that if there is a glitch, I pick up on it. Like a new user coming over probably wouldn't notice, whereas somebody that's been on it for a couple of years, like myself, it would be slightly noticeable. Anyways, so I'm doing this recording on my new tower. I got what do I have here? I got an ASRock B450M Pro 4 motherboard with a Zen 5 3400G with 8 gigs, 2 sticks, 2 4GB sticks of 3000 RAM. And I finally got an M.2 NVMe hard drive, 500 gigs. And pretty much everything I got, except for the processor, I got a deal on. So I was kind of happy with that, and I finally set it up. I spent most of the summer goofing around. I had a temporary drive in there for the longest time. My temporary, where did I put that? Oh yeah, my temporary drive was a USB stick. Yeah, I didn't have any internal drive or anything installed, and I was using a USB stick all summer as a hard drive, and plug it into the back. The beautiful thing about that is I tried different operating systems back and forth for about from July 1st all the way to September, and I finally bit the bullet and said, fine, this is the operating system. As much as I wanted the new Linux Mint 20, because it's long service something or other, it's good till 2025, and the Linux Mint 19.3 is only good till 2023. It was just too glitchy at the time that I was testing it out to be comfortable with it. And like I said, it's pretty easy to get to upgrade from the 19.3 to the 20. And so I figure, well, it's not that big a deal on Linux. It would be a big deal on Windows, but it's not a big deal on Linux. And yeah, so I finally took, because I had it in the box, I didn't even take it out of the box until about a week ago. I plugged it in and loaded the operating system, and it's been running pretty good, actually. I'm kind of impressed. And everything just snaps. Whenever I hit anything, it just boom, 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 boom. Oh, wait, okay. Whoops. My screensaver kicked on there for a second because it'd been 15 minutes since I moved my mouse. And the 15-minute mark. I don't want this video running too much longer because it takes a bitch to render on YouTube. So that's the only exciting thing. And that's the first thing It's the only thing that I really bought for myself. Everything I've been buying has been like, I bought a security camera. I got like a bunch of cameras set up. I bought motion detectors, and this is all to keep track of one old fart that moves at about 2 miles an hour. But he's a sneaky old fart. So, anyways, and like I said, the air here is kind of funny with all this smoke. It's dry all the time, and I have to keep drinking fluids and stuff like that. Coffee, my dark roast, my Bailey's cup, and like I said, I'm not as vaping as much as I used to. And one of my mods passed away on me, so I had to switch back to an old mod. I don't mind it. The only problem with it is it's got a single battery in it. So anyways, that's generally, in a nutshell, my life. And the C19 and the social distancing and all of that. Well, Mom had her accident in August last year. And social distancing, well, I was already doing it. So anyways, I just wanted to report that I'm deleting all my original videos, and maybe I'll try some more of this tubing at a later date. I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but just have fun, tinker with things, play around with this new OBS. I don't know what you want to call it, recording device program thingy. Okay. Bye-bye. Lovers to the left. Death threats to the right. Talk amongst yourselves on the center. Bad Bunny.